3 months behind in their mortgage payments, the Harper family of Los Angeles is facing possible foreclosure. And since last summer, Carol Harper and her husband Johnny, now disabled, have been trying without success to get their mortgage modified so they can make their monthly payments.
I don't know what I'm going to do if these people decide to take my home. I have nothing else. I can't see myself after 35 years out there in the street. We worked hard for this. We worked until I couldn't work any longer. I don't know the half of what I've been through. I don't mean to do this.
She says her calls to her bank, IndyMac, have resulted in nothing more than a 6-month-long runaround.
I called. I've been on the phone so much, so it's just pathetic. It's hard. And I'm at the point where I don't know where to go.
So she turned to Washington, to her Congresswoman, Maxine Waters.
The average American trying to get through to negotiate a loan modification will not be able to get it done.
And to prove the point, Congresswoman Waters let Nightline listen in as she herself tried to get through to a number of banks on behalf of 3 of her constituents.
Is Ms. Harper on the line?
When she called IndyMac for the Harpers, it took 4 minutes just to get through all the recorded messages.
Hi, representative. They're currently assisting other customers, but your call is very important to us.
Prompts.
Please enter your 10-digit mortgage loan number.
And music. To find a live person.
This is Congresswoman Maxine Waters. I work on these loan modifications with my constituents.
But once the bank heard who she was and that ABC News was listening, she was told she had to talk to someone named Evan in the Public Relations Department.
Okay, but can you give me a number to the president's office? No number to the president's office. So the best thing you can do is refer me to Evan. He doesn't have a telephone number.
A bank spokesperson said Mrs. Harper's case was too complex to be handled through the call center, and that IndyMac is now trying to help her. The Congresswoman's next call went to the Bank of America, which claims it does a good job handling calls about mortgages.
On average, it's 1 to 2 minutes in terms of once you're waiting in queue for an agent. It takes 1 to 2 minutes to get through to somebody.
But for Congresswoman Waters, her call to the Bank of America turned into a 2-hour ordeal.
Please hold, and your call will be answered in the order in which it was received.
First, it took a full 10 minutes to get a live person on the line.
Hello, Adrian. This is Congresswoman Waters. How are you doing?
She was calling on behalf of the Beards, a retired couple who live in this Los Angeles house, who are not behind in their payments, but struggling to keep up.
So I thought that this is an easy one. This is the kind that I think could easily be modified. Can you help us with this account?
But it wasn't so easy. Waters was transferred to another department, put on hold for 3 minutes.
All representatives are with clients. Please hold, and your call will be answered by the next available agent.
And then was disconnected with her constituent listening in.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, they stopped ringing.
That's what I usually get when I talk with them. When I call them, they say they're going to transfer me. When they transfer me, boom, the line goes
Yeah.
in.
Okay.
Undeterred, the Congresswoman called Bank of America back, but the extension the bank had given her did not work.
Please enter your party's 5-digit extension.
Oh, I did.
If you do not have extension information, please
Oh, I've got a
call
5-digit number.
the available agent will assist you.
52701. 52701.
Please enter your party's 5-digit extension. If
So
you
it
do
doesn't
not have
work.
extension,
So for a third time, 49 minutes after she first dialed Bank of America, the Congresswoman called the bank's 800 number again.
Thank you for calling Bank of America. A representative is with you shortly.
And there were more recordings and more music.
Thank you for your patience while holding.
This is absolutely hard.
So she called the bank for a fourth time and was directed to yet another department, and then transferred to hardship assistance.
I'm Congresswoman Maxine Waters. He's one of my constituents. He's been having a terribly hard time in trying to get some consideration for a loan modification.
But because the Beards are not yet behind in their payments, the call was sent to yet another bank department, refinancing, now almost 2 hours after the first call.
www.bankofamerica.com and select the refinance link.
There was a recorded message, and then the call was cut off.
We appreciate your business.
Oh my goodness. Well, what they just said is, go to the computer, www.Bank of America, and fill out some information to see if you pre-qualify. They don't stop to find out whether or not you have a computer, whether or not you use computers, and they don't come back on the line.
Bank of America offered the Congresswoman an apology for her 2-hour ordeal.
I absolutely apologize to the Congresswoman and to the homeowner for the process they went through. Again, that is absolutely not the way that I would want this to go.
The Congresswoman says she believes what happened to her in this case is not at all unusual.
Anybody witnessing what I was going through could see that I got pretty aggravated, and that I got upset about the basically inconvenience of the so-called system that they have, the lack of responsiveness, and the inability to get anything done. She can't afford to pay the loan now.
The Congresswoman's final attempt was on behalf of a Los Angeles widow, Mildred McNeil, who has been threatened with foreclosure by Countrywide. With her husband gone and not bringing in his pension money, Mrs. McNeil is now more than a year behind in her mortgage payments.
I'm calling on the McNeil account with Countrywide.
When Congresswoman Waters finally got somebody on the line from Countrywide, now owned by Bank of America, the frustration was obvious.
But here's what I cannot be sympathetic to you for. I am bombarded with people who are going to be foreclosed on and lose their home. I'm bombarded with people who are going to be on the street. And so I have no sympathy for you. And if I make wholesale statements, it's because I am up to my ears in this mess. And we've got to do something about it.
As of tonight, Congresswoman Waters is still steaming. Her efforts to cut through the red tape for those three constituents has yet to result in any resolution. She says if that's the way they're going to treat somebody they know who's a member of Congress, imagine what happens to everyone else. Terry?
You've got to wonder. Well, good for Congresswoman Waters. Thanks.